this next comic has a YouTube channel that you should check out called Captain Party, which is a fantastic name, by the way. Please put your hands together for Nora Zeller, everybody. Yeah!
Hello. I'm a comedian, but not the funny kind, so don't get me wrong here. I'm not worried about that. I was going to talk tonight about this. I had a story about a celebrity meeting that I realized I had later on in life. One of my favorite comics that I read is called Mackey's. It was a Seattle comic in the paper, and then books of it have been produced since then. But I moved to Seattle when I was about 18, and that was the first time in my life that I got really fat, and that was really upsetting for me, and so I was feeling really sensitive about that. And I was out on a date with my boyfriend at the time, and he had bought me this nice dress, and I was looking all pretty. And this guy came up to me who was smoking out in front of the bar, all drunk, and he was like, "So, you know, like, when's the baby due?" And guys, do not say this to women. You don't need to, unless there's a baby coming out of their vagina. Do not ask them when the baby is due. You do not know. It's not okay. And so I just lost my mind, and I started, like, I had a newspaper in my hand, and I started, like, hitting him with it and screaming. And so a friend of mine gave me a new copy of Mackey's, and I was reading it, and he has these little comics at the bottom that are more personal, you know, and like where he's like having his little drunken adventures. And I was reading one, and there's a little picture of what looks very much like me at that time, and then the story I just told ensues, only from his point of view, and I realized that I was actually living in the city with him at the same time. We were there at the same time, and it's very likely that I attacked physically someone that I very much admire. So that's great, you know, it's networking. So I have a lot of cats, you know, I can just get a lot of cats. I like cats. People, they know you have cats, and so they dump cats on you, and then you have more cats, and that's great. So people ask me what kind of cats I like best, and I like calicos and stripy ones, and I like, you know, Himalayans. But what I really like are the super big cats, because when you skin them to make the big cat suit, on down in there, you know, so like the hard part is getting them to help you put the couch in the van, because cats aren't very helpful. Could you help me get it in there? No, you get in first. No, in the back. Yeah, no, that's good. Are you a size 14? And that's how I get, you know, some of my cats. Let's see here. I got cards to remind me what I'm talking about. I actually, later on in my life, did become pregnant. I have a child now, and I lactate, and I've thought about lactation more since then. And when I was pregnant, I was reading this article about a guy in New York who was making, like, cheeses and ice creams out of his wife's breast milk, and people were really freaking out about it, like the sanitation and, you know, all those issues. And, you know, at first I could kind of understand it, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, really, where milk comes from, you know, like the grossness of where milk from the store really comes from. And if you were to drink it directly, like, would you rather drink milk from a nice, clean, round human boob, or would you rather get on down under a big old Jersey cow and lift that tail up with those big pissy dick nipples in your mouth? Suck that down. I mean, that's just gross. It's gross. I rarely, if I might say never, actually piss on my tits on purpose. Or on accident. So, let's see. On the subject of bodily functions, I don't know, what you guys do with your boogers, I think about this a lot for some reason. I like to ask people because grown-ups, we still have boogers. They still come out of our nose and everyone pretends like they don't or whatever, or they do something really great with them. I had them under chairs, I know. And I get equally gross stories from everybody I ask. Like, and one of my friends actually told me about, he likes to hide them on the wall, and he'd go back and check to see if they were still there, and they were always gone, and he was like, where did they go? And one time he found ants taking them away. So don't worry, all you flickers who think that they just disappeared. They do. They do just disappear. The ants come and take them away. Yes. So I was thinking the other day, like, what if God and the devil, what if Tyler Durden, what if God is just talking to himself? What if the devil is like his Tyler Durden? What if we're all alone? What if they're all alone? We're fucked. They call him the Holy Spirit. They call him the Holy Spirit. All right.
Still got a minute?
I got a minute? Okay. So I make films, like he mentioned before, and one of the inspirations for me as a child, I watched The Labyrinth a lot of times, and you guys all love that. Yeah, no, I love that one. And and when I was little, it was more about the fairies and the goblins and the fantasy, and David Bowie was really scary, and the whole bulge area in his great pants. It was upsetting, and then I got to be about 10 or 11, and the feelings started to change, and I started realizing I was attracted to this terrifying and disgusting man, and I realized, like the feelings of, shame of sex and fear horniness, and it was just nice to know that I can, you can find those things even if you don't have a super religious background. That is all I have this evening, and it was wonderful performing with you.